Over the last year, you've probably heard something like educational content is so dead. And honestly, I don't think educational content has ever died. It's still my most popular content form, and it is the purpose of long form content. For us knowledge based entrepreneurs, where we take our knowledge and we give it to people and sometimes sell them a product or service around that knowledge, educational content is our top performing type of content. That's what we need to produce. So if you are somebody that has decades of experience or you're an expert in something, I don't want you to stop creating educational content. This is how you are going to grow a brand online. That's how you become visible, and that's how you scale your online business or start an online business. It just needs to look a little bit different for you on different platforms, and that's what we need to get into today. So there are actually two main reasons why people are saying that educational content is dead, and we do need to acknowledge them. So the first one being that this hot take actually came from the SEO world. And if you're not familiar with it, basically it's just search engine optimization. And I'm not going to lie, over the last few years, AI has really disrupted that type of marketing. So if you think about it, if you go to search something on Google, let's say this was a few years ago, and you were looking for a piece of educational content to teach you something, to give you a process, a tutorial, or whatever it was, SEO experts were able to have their content found by you just from a simple Google search. AI has come in and disrupted that because what people were looking for in terms of educational content, they aren't going to blogs. They aren't going to these long white papers or articles on a website anymore. They are simply typing it into their favorite or preferred AI tool. And while I'm not an expert in the SEO world, I do know that Google is no longer rewarding those how to do XYZ type of blogs or articles or posts. And instead, people are using AI, and those AI generated searches are coming up more not only on Google, but people can get an answer to a question they have in 0.02 seconds if they type it into ChatGPT, if they type it into Claude. And while we might not like this as marketers, it is just becoming the norm behavior. It is becoming the way that humans operate and find knowledge now. And while sometimes, yeah, it really sucks to know that all your hard work and all this content that you created is kind of going away. Because let's be honest, people don't have time anymore, and they aren't going to sit down and read your SEO keyword rich article or blog post if they can get the answer a lot quicker. They can find a solution to their problem a lot faster by using different tools or consuming content in a different way. Now, that can be a whole argument, that could be an entire video in and of itself, but we have to acknowledge where this hot take is coming from, and that's one of the culprits. The second culprit that we need to talk about is short form content. Yes, I will say that educational content on platforms like TikTok or LinkedIn or Instagram Reels, that short form style educational content is not performing in the traditional way as it used to. It has changed. It doesn't mean that educational content is dead. It just looks a little bit different now. And now this is where my particular brand and my industry and my niche got disrupted. Especially over the last 5 to 6 years, I've really built a personal brand creating short form videos that are educational or tutorial based in nature. And I would say over the last year and a half, I have had to experiment and play and shift how even I create content. I'm a knowledge based entrepreneur. That is how I have built my personal brand. That is how I've built my business. I will always do some form of educational tutorial based content. That cannot go away from me. I just have to repackage it a little bit differently for short form platforms. Because again, if you think about it, nobody is going to sit there and watch a 60 to 90-second reel all the time and try and learn something. A lot of people will go to these short form platforms to be entertained, to get a distraction. They aren't always in the mindset of let me learn something as I'm scrolling through TikTok. Yes, of course, there are times and places where people are going to these platforms for that. And I will still always create that short form style content. I just need to understand that that can't be my whole strategy anymore on short form alone. And we'll get into like what that looks like here in a second. So now people that are making these bold claims of educational content is dead, I don't want to dismiss what they're saying, because underneath the claim that they're making to catch your attention, there is a bit of truth. And we need to acknowledge what type of content, educational content specifically, doesn't work anymore. And basically what it comes down to is the generic tutorials that literally anybody could copy or create on their own without having a decade's worth of experience. That type of content, it no longer works. I'm being so serious when I say that a lot of people, when they go to search for an answer for something, if AI can give it to them in 0.2 seconds, they aren't going to watch your 2-minute reel of a tutorial teaching them something. It's just not going to happen. And there's even tools out there now that have replaced the tutorials or that education type of content entirely. So, in my opinion, I really do think that the type of educational content that people are mourning, that are people are kind of upset about, or they're like, I don't know why this isn't working anymore, it's the type of content that basically no longer works in the world of instant information. And this is true across short form content. This is true across long form content, across all the different visual types. So if it's a carousel, if it's a reel, if it's a longer YouTube video, even here that you're watching right now, if somebody could Google that information, if somebody could type it into AI, what is the point of sitting down and consuming your content? You might not like the fact of that, but it is the fact of how people are consuming content right now. So what do you do instead? You have to start looking at your educational content and putting yourself back into it. You have to start injecting not just your knowledge, but you have to inject your expertise, your personality, your experiences. Sometimes you even have to share like the not so good sides and like some of the lessons that you've learned. You have to inject some of the client results that you have. It can't just be a standalone piece of content anymore of just teaching people something. So for instance, with TikTok specifically, I grew my account to 200,000 followers over the pandemic because I was one of the first marketers on the platform. And what I did is I became known as the Canva queen. I would like give people Canva tips. Literally everybody and their mother is on TikTok now giving Canva tips. And it's not new information. It's not cool. It's not, anybody can go on, look at my tutorial, recreate it and put it out for their audience. It has nothing of me in it other than my face. So instead, what I do now is if I'm giving a Canva tip or a Canva tutorial, I show how I approach it differently. So sometimes I'll say, hey, here's how I organize my content in Canva because that is so subjective rather than here's how I create an Instagram carousel in Canva. The Instagram carousel in Canva, anybody could go and give that tutorial. But I have a unique experience, a unique lived experience and expertise in content organization. That's something that a lot of people can't touch on or won't talk about. And I have a particular skill set that will allow me to kind of shape and craft my educational style content to not only fit my brand a little bit better, but help people in the long run with something specific and unique and niche. So let's talk about some actionable ways on how you can start to adjust your short form content to kind of fit this new type of narrative around educational content. And nobody is asking you to stop teaching people. People are just tired of being absolutely lectured to by a stranger on the internet. Because if you think about it, the way that short form content has moved, we are in an algorithm based nature for vast majority of social media platforms. So the process of your content getting put in front of a stranger, it's going to happen vast majority of the time. They don't know you. So instead of lecturing down to them and expecting them to trust you as an expert in a matter of 2 seconds, it's not going to happen. And that is the part about educational content that has changed, that has quote unquote died off. People still want to learn, but you as the teacher or the educator or the expert, it looks a little bit different now. You can share the exact same knowledge. It just needs a bit of a reframe. So for me, I used to, a few years back, be able to put out a piece of content that says, here's how you can create a content system. Nowadays, I have to say something like, here's how I built my content system. I'm injecting a little bit of me in there. I'm giving more of my behind the scenes process. And while the structure and the framework of a content system for me is exactly the same, I will teach it in the exact same way. There's no differentiation. It's just the packaging of how I deliver it to people. And to run you through a few more examples here, specifically with my Instagram content. So you'll see here that I created a carousel about I post my content at 9 a.m. and I don't care if that's the best time to post. I could have got on here, and this is something that I have created in the past of here's the best time for you to post your Instagram carousels or whatever. That would have been an educational piece of content that would have worked really well back in 2022. But now I have taken that exact same knowledge, and for me, my unique opinion is that there's not a best optimized time to post, so that's my hot take. But you can see now that I injected a bit of my story. I injected the fact that I have ADHD and I can't schedule things at 3 p.m. That's ridiculous for me. So I basically injected my thought process, my expertise, and my knowledge as a content strategist, and I just delivered it in a more personal brand type of way. I put more of my lived experience in it, but people still learned from this. They learned that, hey, I don't need to sit here and try and optimize every single little thing about my short form content. People still took something away from this. It just has a different perspective. And for this next piece of content here, I always get an objection of, I can't film my videos because my life is too boring. I could have simply started that video by saying, here's how to create content if you feel like your life is boring. That's not going to engage people. So instead, I started this video with like kind of making fun of like oh, my life is so boring. That's how I started this video. And then I got into how I create content with my boring life because that's an objection I help people overcome. I typically educate them in a more lecture style way of here's how you would do it. Here's the type of video clips you can create. But instead, I told my story of how I create content with a boring life. And I gave visuals and examples. And again, can you see how we're starting to reframe this from teaching and lecturing at somebody? And instead, we are inviting them into our world and still educating them. And this last one here, I actually did more of a vlog style post, and you wouldn't think that this is educational content at first, but it is because this is a type of content, again, that I created in like 2023, where I told people, here's how you can batch record your videos in one day. And I could have lectured at them and told them the process. And at 9 a.m., do this. At 12 p.m., do this. Here's how you would structure this. Instead, I showed them the behind the scenes of me actually performing that. So they learned something from it, but it also kind of entertained in nature. So with educational content, specifically on short form, you have to give a unique angle. It cannot just be educational anymore. It has to have something that is going to bring people into who you are as a person. So short form content will get you found, and it is going to get you in front of total strangers. And of course, we're repackaging our educational content in a way that will appeal to strangers. But we also need to talk about long form content because long form content is what gets you trusted. It builds that relationship with your audience that distinguishes you as the expert, as you are a knowledge-based entrepreneur. And let's be real, trust needs real runtime. And people are not going to trust you in a 60-second reel. They are going to need to consume hours worth of your free content. Again, you might not like hearing that, but the best way to do that is through educational content. And if you have enough content out there that somebody can consume a few hours worth of it and they can have some transformation, they can learn something, they can build that trust with you, that is when people will hand over their credit card. That is when people will want to work with you. That is when people will trust you enough to give you some type of money. And truthfully, educational content can be anything in nature. I definitely recommend some sort of YouTube video, podcast, Substack. It needs to be long form enough that people can understand what it is you are trying to communicate. You have enough time to teach. You have enough time to inject some of your personal experience and like, hey, I know I'm the expert. I know what I'm doing. So to say that this type of content is dead is kind of weird to me, especially when it comes to long form. Because long form is where teaching actually lives. This is going to always be true. And again, coming back to human behavior, nobody just stumbles into a 20-minute long video or an hour-long podcast. They have built some type of relationship with you. They are seeking some type of answer, and they have actively chosen to take the time out of their day to learn something from you. And this is why I will always prioritize long-form educational content. And to give you some examples here, the YouTube videos I've been producing for literal years are basically 95% educational in nature. There are sometimes I'll do some more like personal, like fun storytelling and vlogs, but those are very few and far between. I even still try to wrap some type of lesson or something that people can learn from it. But as you can see, all of my content is tutorial based in nature. It is education based in nature. I want people to walk away with learning something, with an actionable step, so that they can take my content that I'm giving them for free and transform their life, their business in some way, shape, or form. That is what works best for me. And I know it's what works best for you as a knowledge-based entrepreneur. So now I want to give you a quick example here of like actual strategy that you can take when it comes to your long form content. So I will teach the same thing in multiple different ways. So for me, when it comes to long form content, you can see when looking at my popular videos, you see what are content pillars. If we come down a little bit more, what are content pillars? This is actually a video that I create each and every year. And the reason why I'm able to do so is that sometimes I update my frameworks and my strategies and how I approach content pillars, but each year I have new clients, new students, I have new examples, I have new ways of like, here's how the industry is changing, and maybe I need to update my framework and my expertise here. So I deliver that long form educational content at least once a year around the same topic. And again, you can see where my subject matter expertise starts to come into play. Content organization, how to create a content calendar, how to create a content calendar. So you can start to see and pinpoint that I am educating and nurturing and always talking about the same things in as many ways as possible to make sure that I'm providing that transformation to people while also making sure it works in the way that their brain works. Sometimes these are sitting down talking to camera style videos. Sometimes they're full on screen shares for like maybe 5 minutes. So So you can even vary the type of content that you're creating to appeal to the different ways that people learn. Now, to show you that this works across different mediums, you can see here that I actually do have a traditional style blog. And to even give you more examples of how I'm even doing this in an AI type of world, I do actually put out all of my long form content as blog posts also. So I'm leaning into that more traditional educational style content. But when you look at my top performing blog post over the last month, it's one that I created honestly over a year ago. And I embed my YouTube video and then I give an explanation. I'm teaching the same thing in different ways. It is the same type of content. It is the same type of knowledge. Again, I'm just giving it to the person who would prefer to read. There is a version where people can watch it. And then I also put it out as podcasts sometimes. So as you can see with your long form content, you can still educate. You should educate in your long form content and then just diversify how you're doing so. So no, educational content is not dead. The type of educational content that is quote unquote dead is the type of educational content where you don't inject some of yourself in it. You can't just rely on knowledge alone anymore. And honestly, I'm kind of fine with that. That content does get boring after a while. And you have an advantage. If you have years of experience, if you have a wealth of knowledge, this is actually the prime time to start injecting more of yourself into your content. This is the golden age of educational content. Because yes, people can go get the answer to a question in 4 seconds using ChatGPT or Claude. But what they can't get from ChatGPT and Claude is the person behind the education, the person that they know that they can trust to help deliver some result for them. And that's the part that educational content is going to carry for you in your business. So if you have any other questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week, and don't forget to hit subscribe.